All right, we're here at Drag Week 2018 at Atlanta Dragway in Commerce, Georgia for the first day of Hot Rod Drag Week. Hopefully the weather gets all right. It's foggy right now, but once this fog lifts, we're gonna send some cars down the track.
So 2018 Drag Week is off to a start. We just wrapped up the drivers meeting. Everybody's super excited. 375 cars. We got Finnegan here. Last year's champ showed up. It's gonna be an awesome season this year. Tune in.
10 cars, please. Thank you.
It's been in storage pretty much 12 months. Had a few things we had to sort out because it was sitting around and we had a dead injector and stuff like that. We sorted that out yesterday and hopefully everything goes somewhat to plan. Probably try and run 850.
A friend of mine had this car. I had a motor sitting in the garage. Was looking for a good candidate for the motor, and I was able to get this, and we kind of put it together, did a few things to it to spruce it up and make it look a little nicer, but still got the old paint from the early 70s. The firewall top and lettering has been new. Just wanted something cool to drive around. I enjoy old stuff.
We're here on the first driving leg of Hot Rod Drag Week 2018. We just came across one of the already heroes of Drag Week in our opinion.
I wouldn't say that.
I would say that. So, what's your name? Where are you from?
My name's Tony Buchert from Morden, Manitoba, Canada. Drag strip, first pass, a little slower, gear vendor accidentally, I forgot to turn it off, so it went in 889. And then I look at the data and I see a bobble in the oil pressure. Figure, I'll cut an oil filter off it, make sure everything's okay. That thing was almost plugged. There was so much oil debris in there.
Oh.
So we started digging for cranks. We started just going through all of our options, and we met Mark from Australia there, and with the Valiant.
Okay.
And we actually shared the same hotel, and he was bragging about the 3 LSs he had in the back of his truck. And
it's a 5.3, right?
It's a 5.3. It's the motor he ran in his car last year. Ended up good. We had a whole bunch of help from a bunch of other drag weekers. Just the whole drag week scene, and just everybody will do whatever they can to make sure that you get to the end.
I think you're the only person swapping engines so far this year.
Car brand new in 2005 and played with it, had it at the drag strip the first weekend I bought it. It's still a stock bottom end, heads cam intake and nitrous on it. Best time so far, 1069 at 122 mile an hour. Just put a 4L80 in it and a roll cage to be legal for drag week and having a great time. I beat on it all the time. It was a stick car at first, so went through several clutches until I met up with Steve Addison with Monster Clutch, and I bracket race a lot, so I decided to go automatic. It's Australian built Monero, Holden Monero car, so it's different from just the F bodies and G body cars because parts are a little bit harder to find.
Jason Deuscher, and he was going to pick that right lane because he really favors that wall.
That's unlike Richard Rawlings. Unlike Richard Rawlings, who is a left wall kind of guy, Deuscher's a right wall.
He's a right wall kind of guy.
Deuscher off the starting line, and here comes the Mustang dancing around past 330 feet. Now watch that thing make the big move at the top end. The Ford goes 776 with a 3, 181, and look at Deuscher, 851 with a 2 at 165. I guarantee you that he is packing that thing up and heading down the road.
We're here with Jason Deuscher in his 1984 Mercury Marquis wagon, last year's street race small block power adder champion. And first day on the road, first checkpoint.
First checkpoint.
We found him having a couple issues.
Very rare, but yes, we have an issue today. Run to the restroom, come back, car won't start, no fuel pressure. Check fuel pressure. It's at 0, so obviously the car won't start. So we start tracing back relay, fuse, check the fuse first, relay, and then the wiring to the pump. But fuel is traveling up the wire, up the connector, to the fuse and to the relay. So when we unplug the relay, fuel just come out of it. Didn't really register. I thought because the car was over full, it might have just seeped some out, no big deal. And here I am paying for it right now. I just want to make the week. Anything outside of that is a bonus.
We're at a gas station here on the Hot Rod Drag Week route. David Newburn's behind us in his blacked out Nova. Apparently he's having some charging issues, so he actually strapped a generator to the deck lid of his car. He charged the battery while he's driving before he can do all cylinders. Some redneck ingenuity there, and that's the kind of stuff you see at Drag Week. We're cruising down the freeway and we passed a couple cars on the side of the road, decided to stop and check out what's going on. We have a Dodge Omni behind us, one of our more unconventional competitors here at Drag Week. Turbo 4-cylinder, having a couple wiring issues. So one of the interesting things on older Mopars is a thing called a fusible link, and it's actually, a piece of wire with a fuse built into it. As you can see, they've had some fraying going on their fusible link, and this has been an issue on so many Mopars from the 60s all the way up until this Omni was built. They kind of shied away from it in the 90s because they figured out the issues it was having. And so they just bypassed it, put a fuse in a wire, and should be good to go, in theory. Seems like they got it mostly sorted out. They're about to get back on the road and should have this thing hopefully dialed and in Darlington in an hour or so.